Am I the asshole for telling my wife to stop walking so slowly on vacation?
Okay.
My wife and I recently returned from a weekend getaway. I had a good time, but I saw less than I wanted to because the trip involved a lot of walking, and my wife was walking slowly the whole time. I walk at a very normal pace and only walk quickly when I'm late for something, which wasn't the case here since we were on vacation. Therefore, it was clearly she who was at fault.
No, are you for real? But that's in there?
Yeah.
Show it to me. I don't believe you.
Therefore, she was who was clearly at fault. This is a Wendover's production post. Dude.
What?
Therefore.
Massive Redditor.
Yeah. Okay.
Most karma ever.
Yeah. When I asked my wife to pick up the pace, she gave me attitude and said that she was walking as fast as possible and that her feet hurt. My wife is utterly convinced that her feet hurt because she has flat arches, which is a genetic problem, but the real reason why her feet hurt...
Oh my god. Is this weight related?
No.
No.
I'll actually... Okay. My wife is utterly convinced that her feet hurt because she has flat arches, which is a genetic problem, but the real reason why her feet hurt is because she's really lazy and doesn't do any exercise. I always try warning my wife that vacations involve a lot of walking, but it never seems to sink in. I told my wife that I had heard that excuse before and then asked her, "Did you walk before the trip to get accustomed to the exercise?" She refused to respond, so I asked her again. She gave me an angry look, but still refused to answer the question. I said, "I'll take that as a no," and kept walking. Each of these ending of the sentence, paragraphs are fucking crazy. I don't remember picking this one. I'm sorry, guys. We're just here. You
just picked like all fake ones. You're like, you know what? I'm gonna do all fake. I mean, I actually kind of real.
Towards the end of the day, after seeing several attractions, my wife insisted that she was done walking and that I needed to bring the rental car over to come pick her up. This was absolutely ridiculous. We were only 3 blocks from where we parked. I told her this and she got pissed at me. She said that I was being a selfish jerk and that her request wasn't unreasonable. I told her that I would let her rest for a few minutes, but that I would not pick her up while she was where she was sitting. I was justified in this because there was no shoulder and we were walking along a very busy street. She threw a fit and said that I, quote, didn't understand her situation. Finally, she got up and was walking even slower than before. It felt like it took us 30 minutes to walk 3 blocks. When we finally got in the car, I was really upset, but instead of letting me talk, she decided to yell at me instead. She said that I had been disrespectful and dismissive of her foot pain, but I simply cut her off and said, "It was your decision to have no fitness and be unprepared for this trip. I could have walked much further without any problem." Flat arches, by the way. I just want to remind everyone the wife has... Yeah. She went silent, but I could tell by her face that she was still angry. I found this ridiculous and couldn't help but laugh. The only person she had to blame was herself. She decided to be slothful at home, and it made her feet hurt on our vacation.
Slothful?
A lot of fucking crazy language in this. We returned Sunday, though, and she still is barely speaking to me. I just don't know what it will take for her to take personal responsibility, and it's getting very frustrating for me. I don't know what more I can do. Am I the asshole?
Am I the asshole for refusing to attend my mom's Renaissance Fair themed birthday party?
Okay. All right, let's go. I'm in.
My mom recently turned 50 and my family has been experiencing some tension. I'm currently planning a wedding and my mom has been nothing but cold and standoffish with my bride-to-be. I have addressed her behavior multiple times and the answer is always, "Well, she isn't my fiance." Well, I'm shy.
Okay.
Well, you picked her, not me.
Not that supportive so far. Okay.
I finally blew up and we had a long heart-to-heart and she confirmed my fears that she doesn't like my fiance much and finds her quote-unquote annoying and quote-unquote vapid.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I told her if she ever acted on those feelings, she will be disinvited from the wedding. My fiance recently had a bridal shower / bachelorette weekend at Disney, as she is a huge Disney person.
Okay.
Growing up, we rarely went to Disney as my stepdad and I preferred Universal. I never knew. Yeah, that's partly why I chose this
and
one.
also red pilled.
Very, very real. I never knew my mom had opinions regarding Disney, though, but it got back to me that she was making fun of the bridal shower, calling it things like lame and embarrassing. When I confronted her, she expressed her concerns, quoting, she felt it was self-indulgent that she was having so many pre-wedding events, and she was salty about being given a matching shirt to wear.
Okay.
Apparently, she didn't want to be in the quote-unquote bride squad. She tried to brush this off by saying Disney was childish and themes are lame.
Like, just themes in general?
Like a themed party, I guess, is lame.
Like themed parks? Like what? Like, that's stupid. That's dumb.
I thought it was theme parks at first, but reading this again, I think she means like literally
themed party,
all themes.
That, whatever. Who cares?
I ended up skipping my mom's birthday trip to Italy due to other commitments. To be fair, she was cool with this. I planned on taking her to dinner sometime since 50 is a big deal, but I received an invitation to a surprise party on the day of her actual birthday and decided to attend. When I got there, it was full Ren Fair themed. Costumes, games, food, performers. It was like her own personal fair. Now, I don't think people would suspect this because she gives off too cool vibes, but my mom loves Renaissance fairs. It started as a joke with her and a friend that it is an excuse to quote-unquote dress slutty, but that was years ago and now they are her thing. To be honest, it was an amazing party, probably one of the sickest parties I've seen, but I immediately felt pissed. How the hell is a Ren Fair less cringy, childish, or embarrassing than Disney? And why isn't it excessive that my mom had a trip abroad plus this party? I just could not stop thinking, what a fucking hypocrite.
Yeah.
My mom walked in and got surprised, then she went to change and I couldn't take it anymore. I told my aunt I was leaving and that if my mom wanted me there, she could call and personally apologize to my fiance. My aunt called me a prick, but I left with my fiance and guess who never called? Now my family is saying I'm an ass for missing both of her celebrations when 50 is a huge deal. Also, apparently they are mad because they feel my fiance used the party to get Insta likes. But like, what?
What?
She didn't know we would be leaving early.
That's... Okay, no one here is making sense other than, like, OP and the fiance, I guess.
What do you think Reddit said?
Did Reddit say asshole?
Yeah. Because his fiance likes Disney. Listen, and we've committed this crime before. This crime on the internet of judging people and not letting them like things.
However, listen.
I think it's time to atone for our sins.
We're reformed.
We're reformed, okay?
Am I the devil title for this one?
Mm-hmm.
Am I the asshole for what the fucking fuck? All right, actual title.
Okay.
Am I the asshole for waxing my friend completely, including his eyebrows? I don't know, guys. What do you guys think?
What the fuck?
I find myself in a bit of a situation, and I need your input to know if I'm the asshole in this scenario. So let me provide some context first. You good? Okay, cool. So my friend and I have known each other. What the fuck? My friend and I known each other for years, and we're really close.
I bet.
We often engage in playful pranks, and sometimes help each other out in unique ways.
Oh, okay, it's a prank.
One thing I've developed a skill for over time is waxing. I've waxed a few friends before, and it's always been fun experiences for both parties involved. What? Recently, my friend mentioned how he wanted to get rid of some body hair, jokingly complaining about how it was getting out of control. He didn't think I'd take it seriously, but I thought it would be a fun opportunity to surprise him and help him out simultaneously. A few days ago, when he was at my place, I decided to go all out and wax his entire body. He laughed throughout the process, and it seemed like he was enjoying the experience at first, but I was so giddy by the time we finished his back out that I was playfully waxed his eyebrows off.
What?
He didn't explicitly tell me to stop or anything, and we were just having so much fun, but afterward he's been pretty upset and distant. A few days later I asked him about it, and he said he feels uncomfortable and that I crossed a boundary. Now here's where I'm confused. In the past, I've waxed some of my other friends, and it was all good and good fun. They loved it and even asked for repeat sessions. I honestly didn't expect this reaction from my current friend, considering our history of playful camaraderie. but I can see how I might have overstepped this time. I didn't think he'd react negatively, and I feel terrible for making him feel uncomfortable. However, I want to emphasize that my intentions were never malicious. I genuinely thought we were just having some lighthearted fun. So Reddit, am I the asshole for waxing my friend completely, including his eyebrows, without his explicit consent, even though I thought we were just playing around? I'm open to your judgments and willing to make amends if needed. TLDR, I waxed my male friend's entire body, including his eyebrows, without realizing he'd be upset, as we've engaged in similar playful interactions before. Now he's uncomfortable, and I'm wondering if I've crossed the line, if I'm the asshole in the situation.
What the fuck, John? I didn't know what to say. He waxes his butthole, too?
I guess, yeah.
Okay.
Everything. Just everything. Everything. Including his eyebrows.
What the fuck?
Here is the story time of my first experience with like a true LA influencer. Since moving to LA, or even just since becoming an influencer in general. I honestly fucking hate that word, I'm not gonna lie. But since that, I've heard a lot of like, oh, it's such a fake world, people are crazy, all these things, and I was like, I never really believed any of that because every influencer I've met, I honestly don't have any negative experiences with. I'm also not really in the influencer world. Like, I don't live in like the depths of West Hollywood and I'm like collabing with everyone. Like, that's not my vibe. I just like to talk shit with my girls. This all came about when Nicole and I went to an event together. The fucking Sunday night, and Nicole's bitch ass, of course, was like, let's go out. Like, let's go out. I really didn't want to go out. And everyone we're at the event with was like, no, like, I have an early morning. I can't really go out. Except this one girl. She's like, let's go out. And I was like, I finally convinced them. I was like, let's just like do a dinner. Like, let's just go to dinner. The moment we sit down at this dinner, I know that everything's about to go downhill. This girl non-stop starts talking about her ex. Just like a little backstory, Nicole and I are definitely the type of girlies that are like, you don't need no man. Like, we will help anyone through like a rough situation. Like, we will be like, girl, like, let's make a game plan. Let's get you out of this shit. Keep that in mind. Girl starts like oversharing how she's the other woman in her ex's relationship and how she's fine with it. And Nicole and I are just kind of like, wait a fucking minute, what is happening? And I kid you not, she would ask like one question about me and I would be like, oh yeah, like this happens. And then she would immediately be like, and back to my ex. Like, I know this girl knows absolutely nothing about me, but let me tell you, I could write a fucking thesis statement on her and her ex-boyfriend. Things I know. Nobody should ever know that many things. And it came to the point where I was like, I nudged Nicole and I was like, I'm gonna fuck you up. I'm like, if Nicole would just have listened to me. And I, even as we were driving to the restaurant, I was like, let's just go to the Cheesecake Factory, you and I, and just have a time and grub together. No, Nicole needed to get drinks and we needed to hang out with this girl. And I could just tell on Nicole's vibe too. Her and I were both like, wow, oh my God. You know it's bad when like the stories she's telling us, we're like, what the fuck? Like, we're not even trying to help her get out of it. We're just sitting there like this, like, I cannot believe the things that are coming out of this bitch's mouth. There was no energy in me to be like, girl, you don't need that. That girl wanted that man. There was nothing I could do to help her get rid of it. That's not the bad part. This girl brings up Ozempic. Listen, I get Ozempic's huge in Hollywood. Everyone loves Ozempic. I don't really give a fuck about Ozempic. I'm also not like, I don't want to be on Ozempic. And there's Cole sure as fuck doesn't want to be on Ozempic. This girl is on Ozempic. There's nothing wrong with that. Until she tries to convince us to get on Ozempic. The way this girl is talking about Ozempic as if she's like in a pyramid scheme for it and she like needs to sell it to us kind of thing. Like, that is the way that she's describing Ozempic to us. And Nicole and I are kind of just sitting there like twiddling our thumbs, like, what the fuck do we do? I'm getting an earful on fucking Ozempic. I'm getting all the pros of Ozempic, how amazing it is, all these things. I never asked. And also, Nicole and I are like previous eating disorder girlies. Like, the last thing I want to do is hear about Ozempic while I'm shoving my face full of pizza because I'm a fucking hungry bitch. Like, I've worked too hard in my eating disorder recovery to be like fucking at an MLL scheme trying to get, like, this bitch trying to get me on Ozempic, like, as if it's her job to be an Ozempic dealer. I would get it if I asked about Ozempic, but when I tell you I don't give a single fuck about Ozempic, I don't give a single fuck about Ozempic. Don't forget, it's a Sunday night. This lovely couple sits down next to us, like this elderly couple. They're just there to have a good fucking dinner. And this girl is screaming. She's like, yeah, like when I went to go get my stuff from my ex, like he just had his out. Listen, I'm a girl that overshares. I'm not gonna judge you for oversharing whatsoever. But at this point of the dinner, I was fucking done. And the poor couple next to us, just trying to enjoy the goddamn pasta, has to hear about her ex's throbbing hard dick in her face. I could just tell Nicole was so fed up. Nicole did something I've literally never seen her do. She was like, where's the check? Like, we just need to get the check and get out of here. The thing is, I'm not even sharing with you guys, like, the depths of it, of, like, the things that I've seen. I've seen pictures and videos that will never leave my mind. I'm not well. Nicole and I get in our Uber, and I'm like, Nicole, I'm gonna fuck you up for that one. And she was like, how was I supposed to know? I was like, I don't know, maybe the only person that was like really down to go out on a Sunday. And we were just like Nicole was like, I really wanted dessert. I was like, bitch, same, like I really wanted dessert, but I couldn't sit there another second. Like it was just getting so bad. That was my first experience with an LA influencer. And let's just say, like, I'm good. I'm sticking to my people and I'm good.